You're listening to The Real Investment Show.
So welcome back to the show this morning as we get things up and running. Of course, it was another hot weekend yesterday, or this weekend. Actually, not just yesterday. It was hot all weekend. Especially running. It was fun. Every day I ran this weekend is like literally just as soon as you get out of the house, you start sweating.
You are a glutton for punishment.
No, I'm just old. So it's one of those things, if you don't keep it up with it, you lose it. You lose it.
Yeah.
It's really not fair, right? It's not fair. You know, it takes you a long time to get into shape, and literally you just get out of shape by like 15 minutes. If you stop doing anything, you're just,
that's right,
out of shape again.
You can no longer get up off the floor.
Exactly. Yeah, the floor's getting much further down.
It is.
Every year the floor gets further away. I don't know if I'm getting taller or just older.
I've stopped picking stuff up. I drop it, it's staying there.
Yeah. That's happened to me more than once.
More often than we care to admit.
Exactly. It's interesting. We were every Friday I do a market recap with Adam Taggart, and we talk about, the markets and what's going on. We post that recap on our website. So if you go to realinvestmentadvice.com, there is a weekly market recap that we do every Friday. We post that Saturday morning for you. So it's just, we kind of I have this discussion every week with Adam talking about markets, investing, strategy, kind of all this. But we always have kind of a topic we go off on. Generally, it's a rant about something, right? He finds some topic that he knows will fire me up, and then we get into a big rant about this. But this past week, we talked about, the importance of health in retirement. And we're all running around right now trying to do the best we can in terms of saving money for retirement. Wow, we got to save money, got to make money in the markets, got to get ready for my retirement. If you take a look at the financial statistics of retirees, it's really dismal. The vast majority of Americans have no savings for retirements. I mean, when I say vast majority, I'm talking more than 50% of Americans have little or no savings for retirement. The median retirement savings is roughly about $130,000, and that's not going to get you there. And if you take a look at averages, once you strip out the top 10% of income earners, it's below the average annual salary for 1 year. It's pretty bad. But we spend all this time trying to save for retirement and take care of our families and do all this type of stuff. And the one thing we don't do, and this is our conversation that we were having, was that we don't take time to take care of our health as well. We don't invest in our health. And we're going to wind up spending more than $250,000. In fact, some estimates are as high as $350,000 in retirement just on health care. And that doesn't really sound like a great way to spend your retirement funds. And also spending your retirement in and out of hospitals probably isn't a great thing either. It's kind of inevitable that you're going to spend money on health care and retirement. But you can do things to help mitigate some of that financial risk as you get in retirement. And that was really kind of the crux of the conversation. Like Brent says, I'm a bit of a glutton for punishment, but that's just me. I kind of overdo everything one way or the other. But you're not talking about major things. And we talked about on the show before about, Keith Klein, who's a good friend of the show, and we've had a long relationship with Keith, but talking about making better bad choices, just small things can make big differences in your life. Just make better choices in terms of eating. Go out for a walk every day, to spend 15 minutes with your wife walking around the block, talking about your day and what's going on. And talk about the kids and what you got to do. But that 15 minutes, 20 minutes of a walk, gets you outside, get you out of the house a little bit, but also helps increase your health, right? Just small things. It doesn't have to be anything grueling. I hate, like I told Adam, I hate working out. It's the least enjoyable thing I do in my day. I do it every day, but it's the least enjoyable thing I do. I don't like to work out. My wife hates working out, but it's something that we try to do together as well. because it's also how we spend some time together. So again, it's just, things to do that can help save you a lot of money in retirement. Again, these are, when you take a look at the healthcare statistics in America, we complain about high healthcare costs, right? It's like, oh, our healthcare system sucks. Well, it's partly your fault. Healthcare costs are high because you're applying demand to the system. If you want, and we've talked about this before, and this was one of the fallacies of the Affordable Care Act, and why we said when this law was first proposed back in 2008, we said this is neither going to be affordable or healthcare. And the reason is that, we already have healthcare insurance available. And because we choose to have $25 copays, it drives up the cost everywhere else. And you want these low cost premiums, but then you want to run to the doctor every time you get the sniffles, right? And and we don't choose, when you take a look at our eating statistics and that, we're the most obese country on the planet. The things that we consume here are not good for us. And then we wonder why we have these healthcare issues. And of course, the more healthcare issues you have, the higher your healthcare costs are going to be. There's a direct correlation between what you do and choose to do and your ultimate healthcare, right? This is why companies are trying to encourage more and more employees to exercise, to eat right, because they need to lower their healthcare costs. But these are choices we make, and the point is that you don't want to spend your retirement, in doctor's offices. That's not a vacation. It's not where you want to be. And I thought this was interesting because there was an article out, a new study coming out from the University of Georgia. They found a whopping 75% of teenagers, are not getting enough exercise. And this was a quote from their study. The length of recess, fiscal facilities, and social environments at schools have been found to affect physical activities among students. This was from the lead study. They examined 362,926 students, 48% males, 52% females, from the Georgia Student Health Survey. And they revealed alarming inactivity among teens. The data included 8 characteristics of climate, school connectedness, peer social support, adult social support, cultural acceptance, physical environment, school safety, peer victimization, bullying, and a school support environment. So they analyzed all these things and found that basically kids are not working out near enough. In fact, our younger generation is also some of the most overweight that we've had. Again, that obesity run is now running into the younger society. And it's not really surprising, right? Because what do kids do these days, right? They sit home, they play video games and social media and, all these type of things. I mean, who wants to go out and play, right?
John on YouTube says, sitting is the new smoking.
Sitting is the new smoking. It's true.
He's right.
We spend an abnormal amount of time watching TV, playing on phones, pads, those type of things, not exercising. But again, you think about the differences in generations, right? We talk about when we were growing up, we ran around, we drank out of garden hoses, and your parents basically kicked you out of the house. I mean, you got home from school and your parents were, get out of the house and come home when the street lights come on. That was the whole thing, right? We're riding around on bikes and running around, playing games, whatever, because that was the only form of entertainment. So you weren't able to sit around and watch TV. There were like 4 channels, 5, 2, 11, 13, 26, and 39 if you live in Houston. That was it.
All in black and white.
All in black and white. I had a black and white television until I turned 18. I left for college and my dad bought a color TV.
Yeah, well, he was saving money.
Yeah, exactly. I think he just wanted to torture me. But yeah, I mean, this is, kind of changes in society, but this also leads, and then we talk about, the problems with child health care. And when we were growing up, we didn't seem to have all these, allergic issues, peanut allergies and gluten allergies and all these other kind of things that we've got going on. And now we've got all these different variations of issues that children now have. It's like, oh, my kid has a peanut allergy, and my kid has a gluten problem. My kid has this problem, and my kid has, this problem. And, we've just got a lot of problems. Maybe back in the day, we didn't have social media, so we didn't know that all these people had problems, but they existed. I don't know. Maybe that was the case. All I know is that if you had attention deficit disorder when you were growing up, it was a smack upside the head with the Houston Chronicle, and it solves your attention deficit disorder.
Every time.
So not sure what changed, but anyway, something changed. But the point is about all this is that, we're making decisions that not only have an impact on our health, but also our kids' health. And again, when we talk about saving money, getting ready for retirement, and these type of issues, we're setting ourselves up, and this was the point of the conversation that I was having with Adam, is that we're setting ourselves up for failure in retirement, because all that money that we were banking on to pay our bills and travel and play some more golf and spend some more time with our spouses and loved ones is going to be spent at the hospital. And that's not really the way you want to spend retirement. And it's not too late, right? It's not too late. You can start today and start investing in a better retirement by just getting up off the couch and taking a walk. Talk about that. We'll come back from the break. Don't go away.
Get daily investment news you can use, delivered at the speed of the internet at realinvestmentadvice.com.